Hey guys, Jeremy from Critical Trigger here, and I'm back with part 2 of my Bermuda Triangle Highlander Premium deck profile. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you 3 essential combos that any Bermuda Triangle Highlander player should know, and just some bread and butter plays that you should have in your arsenal. I'm also going to be showing you a test hand where I go second and I get to first stride. It's not going to be 100% accurate representation of how the deck will run. It is a Highlander deck after all. You can only get so consistent when you're running a deck filled with 1-0s. And then after that, I'm going to be showing you a couple cards that I don't have in my deck list at the moment. But I'm going to explain why you would want to run certain cards based on your playstyle. And just kind of give you options to build the deck as you see fit. If you haven't checked out my deck profile, check out the link in the description down below. I'll put a link to the last video there. You check it out, take a look about what my ratios are, what cards I'm choosing to play, and then come back here if you want to learn more about certain card decisions, how to play the deck, and just overall more information on the Highlander deck in general. So without further ado, let's jump into the 3 essential combos that you need to know if you want to play Bermuda Triangle Highlander. Okay, so the first combo in this combo tutorial will be a 1-card, no counter blast first stride. So let's say, for whatever reason, your opponent has damage denied you, going up to grade 3. You've either played rear guards down, they've swung at it, or they just haven't been attacking you for whatever reason. I'm going to show you a stride combo that only requires Coutier in your hand. So we're going to discard 1 for stride. And we're going to stride into Lucky Rise Albrina. So we're going to call Coutier. Coutier is going to resolve to add Top's Idle Aqua. Top Idle Aqua. We'll bounce Coutier. Draw you a card. Doesn't really matter what the card you draw is. You'll draw a discard. And then you're going to recall a Coutier to call First Lesson Akari. If I can just find her. There she is. And then we're going to use Albrina's skill after you call Akari. Bounce back Coutier. Call back down Coutier. And at this point you can call pretty much anything you want. So let's say we need more resources for the next turn. You can call Attractive Glow Sandy to get me an extra G-Guard. First Lesson Akari, go into Soul because she becomes in harmony when placing Coutier. Bounce Coutier, draw a card. Again, it doesn't matter what you draw. And then Coutier again for the last time. You're going to call. If you want to extend, you call something like Betty. You want to find more stuff, Frederica. Pretty much anything to just extend your combos. Find her if you did have counterblast and you want to go for this kind of play. You can find Perfect Guard, more extenders. You can find your finisher, Anezka. pretty much anything you want. Let's just say I grabbed a Nesca for the sake of this combo. And then you can play whatever other cards you want, but you already went +4 just off one card. So one card, one coutier results into an additional 4 cards in your hand. Very, very strong for a no counterblast play. But the second combo I'm going to show you is a little bit better, and you get a lot more aggression out of it. Okay, so once again, this is going to be another 1-card combo with just 1 coutier. I'm just really showcasing the strength of coutier on your stride turns. So we're gonna discard to stride, and this time we're going to stride School Student Council President Alk. So School Student Council President Alk, she has Harmony. She has an X skill which says Counterblast 1 once per turn. Choose a card, choose a face down card with the same name as her in my G zone, turn it up. And then choose 2 rear guards with the Harmony ability and bounce them. And then when she attacks, I bounce up to the number of rear guards, the same number of cards in my G zone, +1. So after I get to 1 card face up in my G zone, it's bounce 2, and then I call 2. So she's 5 attacks for 1 counterblast. Very, very good. I'm going to show you this 1 counterblast combo. So we're going to do the usual coutier plays. Declaring top idle Aqua. Bounce, draw, discard. Let's just say we'll keep our cool cards here. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can just discard her. But even if you draw into better, better extenders, sorry, you can continue to extend the display further. But once again, we're going to be going with coutier herself. Coutier, we'll call Mercilessant Akari. Mercilessant Akari will become in Harmony because of Alk being a Harmony Vanguard. Akari will go into Soul. That's coutier. Draw 1. Call again. This time we're gonna call Garland Blossom Aina. So Aina's skill, when she's placed, when she becomes in Harmony, you choose one of my other units and give her Harmony. So Aina becomes in Harmony because my Vanguard has Harmony. I will give Coutier the Harmony ability. So I have 2 rear guards with Harmony on my rear. So I'll counterblast 1 with a copy of Alk. And I will bounce these 2. Allowing me another access, another coutier search. Here, we'll just search resources for the next turn. Get a guaranteed G guard. And then you can extend it as you wish, but you essentially go attack, attack, Alk skill, bounce to call, triggering the coutier again, letting me search another card. Let's see, in this situation, we'll search a Nezca. And then you just triple drive. And just like that, it's a very similar combo to the first combo, but it is better as you get more attacks out of it. You get another coutier search, and it's just overall a little bit better, but you do need a counterblast. If you get counterblast denied, then you obviously cannot perform this combo, which then you would perform Alprina. You also get an early GB1, so your next Alk that you decide to do will be stronger. It also lets you use stuff like Perfect Performance, and she's live the next turn. Tier-wise live the next turn. Just overall a better combo than the Alprina. So we're gonna go over the finishing combo of the deck. So the finishing combo is going to revolve around these 6 cards. So these 2 are completely optional. These 2 just help you extend your combo way further. Your 2 key cards are your 2 Pearl Sisters, being 28k 2 crit beat sticks, sorry. And then your attack extenders being Spica and Kruck. So ideally you want these 4. These 2 are pretty non-essential. They're just kind of cards you can get if you can get access to them. So over the course of the game, you want to be molding towards these 4. If not these 4, then at least these 2. So your ideal combo, I'm going to have 5 counterblasts here, 5 open counterblasts. Rarely ever going to happen, but I'm going to showcase you what this deck could theoretically do with 5 counterblasts. So, just say we're going to stride here. I scored 1 to stride. And we stride Alk. So, I like to dub this as the Highlander combo. Just for fun. So I'm gonna field out my Spica and my Pearl first. I will play down my Aina, and I'll give my Perla the Harmony ability. This is important for Alk's GB 3 skill. I'll play my Kruk. I'll counter +1. Turn my Aina and my Kruk to hand. If I wanted to, you could do this, and when you play the Kruk, or sorry, play the Aina down, counter +1, and you give them additional +5s. It'll be additional +5s there. Lay down Aina again. Rester, give another +5 to Spica and the Harmony ability to her. So then you're going to field out Perle here and Kruk there, both becoming in harmony, with giving all my columns plus an additional 5k each, so additional +10k for column. To flip up my additional Alk. And then 1/1. So all you really need here is a discard. And you have quite a few attacks here. So your attack pattern is going to go as such. You're going to attack here with Perla. So this Perla column is going to be pretty big. She's going to be 48, 52, 62, 72 for 2 damage. So after that attack, Kruk will return to deck. Bounce, call. So after that call, she'll once again lose her power here. So Perla will attack again for 48. And then Spica attack. Counter blast 1. Bounce, call. And Perla will gain an additional +3k off of Spica's ability. So she'll be swinging for 51. And then the Vanguard will swing, bouncing 3. 1, 2, 3. Falling back down my Pearl Sisters. And then you will do your drive checks. Check, second check, third check. If you got any triggers, you're gonna stack them on your Tirua. And then you're going to attack with Tirua, counterblast 1, discard 1. You don't even really need to discard it in this combo, as you're only going to be attacking with Tirua post drive checks. You'll always have cards in your hand to discard. Attack again, attack, attack. So total, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 attacks in turn. Crazy combo. Not a whole lot of decks can survive this, especially with Perla going for very huge numbers with crit. It's just a lot of attacks, and not a lot of decks can survive this unless they have ways of removing your Perla. But that's why if you're going to be playing against decks that are able to denial Griffin certain cards off your field, you're going to want to search Tirua early, as she is a very good alternative win con, as she is also a multi-attacker on her own. As if you bounce Tirua, you can actually use her restand ability again. So if you ever lost your Pearl Sisters at some point during this combo, you would have just used the Tirua. Use Speaka to bounce Tirua, and then use Alexil to bounce her again. It's a counterblast 3, discard 3, but it is a lot of attacks. So yeah, very, very good. This is like the feared combo in the deck, like a very strong turn 4, turn 5 play. I don't know many decks that can survive this, except maybe in the Mirror. Mirror farms an enormous hand as well, but I find that in the Mirror it is even hard to survive this, even with like a 15, 16 card hand. With the release of Lyrical Monastery last week, we now have access to D series cards in our Bermuda Triangle decks. The first card, very important, is the new Overtrigger. So the new Overtrigger, instead of giving 2 units plus 100 million that our Cray Elemental Overtrigger gave, for the rest of the fight, during your turn, all your rear guards get plus 10k. So pretty good. Letting your power persist through bounce effects like Speaka, like Kruk. It's pretty strong, and making your columns plus 20k is also not a joke. Very, very good, but you can still argue that the Cray Elemental Overtrigger is still very good. If you think about the attack patterns of Elk, you still have 2 standing rear guards. Another card that I added from the Ahoy Lyrical Monastery trial deck is this card right here. I don't remember her name, but she is a Soul Blast 1. Look at the top card of your deck. You can either call it or add it to the hand. If I add it to my hand, I can discard 1. Or I have to discard 1. Apologies. So this card is like a Lieselot clone. It's also a better Aurora, so I actually cut Aurora completely. I was playing the Aurora before, but I took her out in favor of, I believe her name's Sia. Apologies if I get that wrong. But Sia is a card that lets me just dig for more pieces. I can call it, I can add triggers to hand for defense. I don't have to call the trigger down like I do with Lieselot. Yeah, it's really strong. I like Sia a lot. She hasn't really been that big for me, but she's more of a card that's just there to help me extend my plays. A card that has been in consideration for me for a while now has been Puma. Put her card right here. Puma is pretty much like a Citron, but I don't need a G-Guardian to use her. She's when placed on Guardian Circle, call a grade 1 or greater from your hand, and get plus 10k shield. I hope that's right. I have not looked at the card in a while. But she is essentially a card that lets you call Coutier during the battle phase without using a G-Guard, which is pretty insane. You're gonna get to search for more G-Guard fodder to increase your GB. Lets you search a perfect guard that you need for the next attack. Just all around great card. I definitely would run her if I had her. I would probably take on Myrnal or something of that. But Puma is definitely a card you can consider if you want. So a card that I've been considering ever since I got the deck was playing a card like Frederica. Frederica, if you don't know, is a stride that is a Highlander stride that checks top 10 cards of your deck, but it doesn't only check normal units, it checks all your units for unique names. If you hit, it's very powerful though. You get to call 5 mermaids from your G-Zone face up and give them plus 5k. Sorry, plus 15, and they can attack from the back row. So almost like a pseudo Megiddo for Highlander. You do have to change your deck construction as you need to even make your triggers unique, so that probably means you can't play 4 strike crits anymore. But if you feel like you are lacking some kind of finishing power, you don't like the Alk finisher, or you just feel like you're getting counterblast denied, you can run it. I don't necessarily agree with it though, but it is an interesting card if you'd like to try it. It makes for an interesting deck building challenge, and you get a decent payoff if you decide to build your deck that way. Another card I've seen considered is, I believe her name is Chocho Ranfa. She's a grade 2 that says when your unit is bottom decked, if you have a Chocho Vanguard, you can counterblast 1 and stand her. So this is your Tiroa replacement. Sorry, not Tiroa replacement, Schwa replacement, my apologies. Giving you access to multi-attacks on your Tiroa Vanguard, usually on the stride, but if you ever ride Tiroa, you can kind of extend your attacks more with her. She's very, very good. I've done a little bit of online testing with her. She performs pretty well. She also gains power when she resends. I should have mentioned that. I just forgot that until just now. But Ranfa, pretty good card. Very serviceable. If you have access to her, I'd say try her. The grade 2s in the deck are very flexible. You can cut out a couple of cards you don't need. Like if you don't want to play the Shandy grade 2 that I'm playing in my list, you can definitely cut her to make room for Ranfa. All I can say is give her a try. You might like her. So I have seen some people try to suggest playing Riviere still. Playing Riviere support cards, things like that. I think it's a little bit risky. I don't necessarily agree with people who want to do it. Riviere herself, the grade 3, is not bad. Sure, you don't have Chua anymore, but you can even run her at 2 if you wanted. You could have a very, very strong first ride. If you go first, you have 2 copies of her in your hand. Very easily searchable off Coutier and other effects like that. You still get 2 force markers a turn. It's kind of like a Lupina or a Reindeer. Similar idea. I would say though that Reindeer is kind of a better version of Riviere, in my opinion. I'm not too big on playing Riviere in the deck right now. I believe that Riviere is her own thing. She's very strong in her own deck. I don't think you need to play her in Highlander. And those are a couple of cards that I considered when I was building my deck. What do you guys think about them? You guys have any other cards that you would play instead of the cards I suggested? Would you change my deck around in any way? Are you currently playing the deck and you're playing other cards that I haven't mentioned today? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to start a discussion about this. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. And once again, if you haven't checked out my deck profile, I'm surprised you still got to this point in the video, as we did do a lot of talking about my deck profile. So please go check it out down below in the description. And if you enjoyed the video today, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you don't miss an upload from me. Well, that'll be it from me today. And I will see you all next week on Monday. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend and you have a great rest of your day. Take care.